Now it's Joe Stevens, CEO, and Kevin O'Brien, CSO at, am I saying this right? Is it Trauxit? Trauxit. Trauxit. Now, to my right, the first one here, you're Kevin, right?
That's correct, sir.
Kevin, where are you coming in from? I like the backdrop you have going on there.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. So I'm coming in from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ooh, every Cincy guy, because Ellie De La Cruz was on the Chattanooga Lookouts out here. So every Cincy guy, I got to tell you guys, like I'm kind of been following the Reds now because Ellie's a sensation. I don't know if you're a fan.
Of course. Reds, right?
Yeah, and Joe, you're the CEO over there. You heard the driver talking. You know the yellow news. I saw you made a comment on LinkedIn. Any take on this?
It's tragic is what it is. Anytime you see an organization that large, that much scope and breadth, we've seen it over the past few years. A lot of trucking companies that, for whatever reason, have gone by the wayside. It's an absolute tragedy, not only for the consumer, the industry, the perception, but I tell you, it's terrible for the drivers. They say, drivers will get another job. Well, that's not really the point. Yeah. The point is that they put their heart and soul into an organization that they've represented, worked very, very hard, and for whatever reason, beyond their control, a company decides to go a different way or a different direction, or in this case, not exist at all. It's tragic. It's very tragic. I hate it. I hate to see it for the industry.
Yeah, it's a dark day. I mean, it's the biggest trucking bankruptcy in history. I mean, it's twice as big as CF.
Yep, it is, and it's just tragic. And will the drivers find a job? Sure, they'll find a job without a doubt. There's plenty of opportunities out there, and I employ the same thing you said, Dooner. If you have jobs for these drivers, reach out, post, whatever that looks like, to make sure that we can satisfy all their needs to support their family and continue to do what they do best. And that's serve us, because without the truck driver, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation.
Amen. And a little cowbell for that. I mean, it's a hard day. Freight always keeps moving, though. Freight always keeps moving. And in a market like this, we got to find tools. We got to find ways to find drivers freight and to be economical, and with fuel increasing, to survive this thing. Now, Kevin, did I describe this well as sort of like almost a dating app for freight, where it pairs the carrier with the driver and the freight?
That's absolutely pretty accurate with regard to a dating app. I love it, as a matter of fact. So the story here, and by the way, dude.
What's that?
Absolutely.
We're going to coin that phrase, by the way, the dating app of trucking.
Yes. Where the driver makes the first move. Where's it? The shipper.
That's right.
Well, it's not the Tinder for trucking, just to be clear.
Just to be clear. Well, how does it work? What's the elevator pitch on what you all do?
So, Joe, you want to take that, or you want me to?
No, go ahead, Kevin.
All right, outstanding. So the short story here is that Trauxit was born of an idea by owner-operators for owner-operators, right? So the short story, again, is that, when you look at brokerages, they're earning, give or take, 30-35% of an owner-operator's hard-earned money, right? Obviously, it's a market that needs to be, it's a service that needs to be there, right? But it's been, I want to say, bastardized, if you will. Owner-operators basically being taken advantage of to the tune of 30-35%, right? So along comes a concept, and Dooner, I love it, the dating app of trucking, right? Along comes the concept to be able to create an app that simply points out the closest load to you, points out a very clear pricing structure to the owner-operator, and gives them the ability not only to grab that load right there on the spot, instead of sitting around a Love's or a TA trying to make phone calls and find a load, shortens deadhead, and gets you on the road faster to actually make some money. The other thing it does is it gives you a litany of opportunity around where you are, right? So you drop a load in South Dakota and your other load cancels. Well, you can hop on the app and look for a new load. It's clear, it's concise, it's real time. We've also, we won't have ghost loads. So you can look at this as a free load board, if you will, right? It's no cost. We've actually built rewards programs or building rewards programs around miles driven, et cetera. So we found a niche that needed to be filled. We figured out that from this perspective, brokerage needed to be brought into the 21st century, right?
Yeah.
Uber Freight is doing something similar, but we've got some benefits and features that are above what they're doing. And the biggest piece of this, Tuner, the biggest piece of this is that we're paying 7.5% on average more back to the driver. Right. And there's a lot more to the story, but that's the short end of it.
We'll get into it. I want to put some context. To this, though. Joe, let's go back to you. You're not some Silicon Valley theorist, right? You're not some guy who just, saw the spot market going crazy during COVID and said trucking is the business for me. You have put your blood, sweat, and tears in this. You started out as an owner-operator. Take us inside your background on this journey a little bit.
Yeah, the journey's been great, Dooner. I mean, I've been in transportation, logistics, and supply chain for 40 years. I literally started at the very pinnacle of the industry. I started out as a driver. I started out as an owner operator. I also drove company for a number of years, and I drove 1.5 million incident-free, accident-free miles while I was driving. The very best experience of my life and my career. I still reflect on that part of my career today. But while I was driving, I wanted to own my own trucking company. So I did. I jumped out of the truck, and my goal was to have 6 or 8 trucks in my fleet. But over time, that grew to over 650 trucks, predominantly an owner-operator model by design because I didn't have any capital to invest into this new company. What I did have, though, were the alliances and friendships that I had made over the road over 10 years to come join me. And my assurance to them was, you join me, I'll keep you running. So it was a very fast pace. It was an outstanding opportunity, made wonderful friendships, wonderful people, and was fortunate enough to have my company bought in 2007. I shared all the profits with every single driver and every single employee of the company because without them, JMS Transport would have not been what it was. After I sold my company, I retired for about 10 minutes and have held a couple leadership roles since then, most notably Vice President of Operations and Driver Development for UST Select. I was heavily involved with CR England Operations and England Logistics Brokerage. I was president of XPO Logistics for a number of years. And as you alluded to, I'm currently CEO of Trauxit. So it's been a full circle for me. I'm very passionate about the owner-operator model. There are 800,000 owner-operators in the marketplace today. Before an owner-operator, this is staggering information that they have a lease payment or a truck payment. They have fuel. They have insurance. They have tolls. That equates anywhere between $2,500 to $2,850 a month before they've even moved their truck. It employs all 4 of us, Kevin and I and our other 2 partners, along with all of our technology team and customer support team, to make a stand on how we can provide a better support structure than what the traditional support structure is today for that owner-operator. Additionally, being able to provide the shippers an additional capacity that they may not have. So this is something that is very, very passionate for me. We've been only designing this for the last 11 months, Dooner. We are going to launch here very, very soon, in addition to some other support structures that we are currently working on that Kevin will outline that will bring this entire Trauxit universe to the owner-operator model, the consumer, and shippers.
Yeah, Kevin, now we can go to that thing. Now I'm curious, what makes you different than the other girls? In this case, the girls being Uber Freight and other load boards.
I love the way you put that question. So we are the extreme dating app, if you will, of trucking. Short story is that we figured out while we were building this that we were going to need some support structure along with it, right? So what's important to the owner operator? Finding a load, reducing deadhead, reducing that cost, being able to pick the best load for them at the time. And then the cash piece of it, right? The actual payment process, getting paid as quickly as possible. I mean, your audience is well aware that it can take up to 21 days to get paid once you drop the load. We're reducing that to 2 hours to 48-hour time frame. with electronic POD. So we needed a cash app at the same time. So inside of that, we also built Trauxit Cash. So we're going to be dropping a full-blown cash app powered by MasterCard to pay the owner-operator much more quickly. It kills the factoring piece, and it's next level. The next piece of it is that we also figured out that, obviously, or we knew that the owner-operators needed stuff, right? Maybe a headset, maybe a T-shirt, maybe a safety vest, you name it. So we opened Trauxit.shop. We're launching a program where you'll be able to use rewards for miles driven for Trauxit Cash, and you can turn around and spend that at Trauxit Shop or elsewhere if you wish. So,
no, it sounds where like people who want to get a demo of this or get the user experience and all that kind of stuff, where would they go to sort of check that out?
Please go to Trauxit.app, Trauxit.shop, and Trauxit.cash.
Now, Joe, I got to tell you something. Joe,
tomorrow we're rolling out our new website tomorrow, Trauxit.com, which will have all of these caveats related to it.
That's how I'm going to spend my weekend, looking at the website. No, I'll probably check it out Monday. It'll be up and running by then. But Joe, before I let you go, what's your prediction? Q3, Q4? We in for hurt? We in for got to be smart?
I think we're gonna stay kind of flat right now. I think the RPM is going to stay pretty much where it is. Unfortunately, I think we're probably looking Q1 2024, where we'll see a little bit of relief from the RPM that we've kind of been stagnant for the last 18 months now.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
All right. Well, hey, go get matched. Go get matched with your freight on Trauxit. Go check it out. Check out their new website this weekend. Guys, thank you for coming on the show and sharing your insights. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dooner. Appreciate it.
Take care.